If you miss work or social plans due to head pain, you may suffer from migraines. Fortunately, a lot of progress has been made in headache treatment in the past several decades, and patients don't have to live with the pain anymore. We are again joined by my doctor, who has helped me overcome my migraines. Dr. Brian Loftus of Bel Air Neurology of Houston joins us, and today he's going to answer some of your questions on our KFDM News Facebook page. First, let's begin with what some of the new therapies that are out there today.
So I think what's coming soon are some of these neuromodulation treatments. So one which is available, it's called the Omega procedure, is $60,000. Really
a little pricey.
Really pricey, and should be reserved for those who've seen headache specialists fail 5 or 6 drugs. But there's a couple of other ones that are cheaper. One of them is available now. It's called Cefaly, C-E-F-A-L-Y, and it's in Canada, and you can order it now. And basically, when you get a migraine, you stimulate the V1 nerves over your eyes, and that helps to shut it down. And another device, which is a little harder to get, but probably will be available from Canada soon, studies in the U.S. are going on now, is called gammaCore. And on this device, you put an electrical stimulation here on your vagus nerve, and again, it's to shut down the migraine. The gammaCore hopes to be in the U.S. to be sold in January of 2015, and Cefaly's U.S. plans I don't know.
It kind of sounds like we ought to all move to Canada for those of us that suffer from migraines, because they've got a lot of studies going on up there.
Well, there are studies here too, but Canada will approve a drug or device which is approved in either the U.S. or the European Union, so because of that, they get things before we get them here sometimes.
Okay. Well, let's go to our KFDM News Facebook page. We've got some questions. This person says, I have migraines and they can't find out why. They usually are never in the same spot, and they can be triggered by stress or just a simple smell. They usually start in my shoulder or my neck. My whole left side all the way to my feet go numb, and I have constant left shoulder pain. What could cause all of those things?
Well, when it comes to having migraines, it is one more thing that you can blame your parents for.
Genetics.
Genetics. So probably most migraines are genetically based, and then they are triggered to come out on a certain day or time due to what's happening in your life that day. So it could be smells, it could be foods. The most common triggers that we can control are caffeine, don't skip meals, get regular sleep, avoid chocolate. I have everybody go diet, drink free. Many times people cannot find an individual trigger. It's hard to look unless your headaches are less than once a week or so, because otherwise it's just it could be a coincidence if you look at a food list, and there's several available on the internet you can get now, and that you just ate it that day and had nothing to do with your migraine.
Right. Another question. I have migraines often, like a few times a month, and thought chocolate caused mine, so I stopped eating chocolate, but I'm still having migraines. So what should I do about them now, because they really disrupt my life?
Well, good news and bad news, right? You don't have them as often, but you have too many. So too many migraines we usually attack with prevention first. In that second handout that we posted last week, we had a whole list of medications that are commonly used by physicians and a few things that are over the counter for prevention. So prevent them first. If they're once a week or more, if they're once a week or less, then see your doctor for good acute medications that work about 3/4 of the time.
And Dr. Loftus, I know there are lots of other questions out there. How can folks get in touch with you?
Well, they can call my office or look at the Bel Air Neurology website, and there's a contact me on that list. But with the Texas Medical Board, if it's really personally about you, then you have to see me in the office first.
And you do have an app available for any of those folks that have an iPad?
If they have an iOS anything, please download iHeadache and use it to track your headaches until you come see me or whoever your headache doc is, because they'll find that information useful in order to help you.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out this month to help us understand migraines and hopefully get some help for those of us who do suffer from migraines.
Thanks for having me.